Hi there, this is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage, and I am so happy that you've joined me. I am sharing it. I never really know what happens when I do that because I'm afraid that I'm going to be sharing it to people who are really annoyed that I'm sharing it. But anyway, I did it. So, I hope my sound is on. I couldn't hear me when my video came on, so let me listen here for a second. So Andy, do you hear me okay? Because my sound appears to be off on my end, which is fine. I hate hearing my voice, but I need to see if if you can hear me. So just say, yeah, I can hear you. If you can, if not, and I don't know what I'll do. Okay, good, excellent. That was sweet. It was nice to not have the sound on. Every time I hear my voice, it's like, All right, today, Andy, it is nice to see you. I forgot to get I rearranged things, and I moved my basket, and let me see if I've got the usual names in here, and I don't. Let me write them down. I didn't even look. I didn't even look to see who had shared, so I am going to really quick just do the typical. All right, and then if somebody actually shared who is not normally part of my little audience, oh well, I'm sorry. I'll put your name in at another point in time. But Andy, you are already in there. So I am going to just do this as I chat because today I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I got the wrong I've actually just posted on Pinterest some of these oh boy. Now this isn't our main catalog, but I'm really enjoying this one. And I wasn't sure that I was going to, so it took me a long time to get to All Things Fabulous. I kind of preferred the Beautiful Friendship one. It's very similar, and it has like the hydrangea thing too. And I'm partial to those for stamping because you can put all those blues and pinks and purples in that I love so much. But anyway, I'm having to think, who are the people? I got them. I think I got everybody. But All Things Fabulous. Oh my goodness. Let me just show you really quick since I am kind of just yammering while I get that list together. I don't know if you saw what I did, but oh man. So see what you can make with that All Things Fabulous. That was Jeff's favorite one. And I am going to show you how to do this because now this paper, this is the DSP from In Good Taste. I love that pink one. If you don't have that pink sheet and you didn't buy the In Good Taste DSP, you are going to want to just for that pink sheet. Isn't that wonderful? That is not embossed or anything. It's just cardstock, very, very lightweight cardstock. And it blends really beautifully with all of our floral stuff. Got all the pinks, all the Rococo roses. It's fabulous. Okay, so let me do my drawing for sharing the video. And if you are watching me now or later, please share. I really appreciate it. It's really helpful when you do that. And to be perfectly honest, Facebook has not been the kindest to us Christians. So, well, and I shouldn't just pick on Facebook. Actually, Facebook, I think, has been better than many, if not all, of the other liberal social media outlets. But it also has done its part of naughtiness and is continuing to do so in a lot of ways. So it is with mixed emotions that I'm on Facebook at all. My only option, though, after exploring it, would have been YouTube, which is in the same category. So the only thing is that YouTube, I don't really have this exchange as much with being able to see comments and be able to talk to you, feel like you're in the room with me. And I really enjoy that. It makes this much more enjoyable for me to do. So I'm on Facebook for now. I can't get away from it, but one of these days I might go to YouTube. I wonder if I'll be kicked off for saying it. I doubt it. Okay, everybody's name is in there. Oh, I forgot one person. Let me get her in there. I'm glad I thought of her before I before I drew that. That would have been bad. Actually, there's two more I didn't think of as I was doing it. There we go. Now I've got those two more in, and we'll be all set. So I can do the drawing. And I like to do this drawing. And some of you hi Aunt Connie, how are you guys? I saw your the video. I got several little videos this morning, and Andy, yours was a really funny one about oh, the pilot on the Andy sent me a comic this morning. It was really funny. It shows some people sitting in an airplane ready to take off, and the pilot says over the intercom, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining our flight. Today, I will be flying you from at work, or from my, I am working from at home today while I am flying you," or something like that. While everybody's working from home. We don't want our pilots to be working at home because they were all terrified, of course. It was really funny. But other than that, I got several really good videos today about all things unusual, all things weird. All right, so here we go. We will see who wins the drawing today. This is always kind of fun for me. All right, so we'll see. Oh, there's a couple of names stuck together, and let's see who got it. Marty, congratulations, Marty. You are our winner. So I'll stick your name up in the window, put my basket back where my new spot is that I've got it. So today what I'm doing is I'm going to show you pattern play and circle celebrations together. Circle celebration together. Thank you, Marty. Nice to see you. You won. Yay. Congratulations. I'm going to show this to you. We're going to do cards that are pretty quick today because these two sets, again, these weren't ones that I did get them just because the circles are really circles are a neat thing to add to any design. It kind of forces you to think out of the box a little bit. And I particularly like this one. It's like a half one. That's the reason I got it initially. I thought this will be really cool to use with any of our sentiments on the top in a circle, because I typically like to use circles for my sentiment thing. So you're not sure if I have, yeah, I might not either. So thank you, Marty. Thank you for forwarding that or messaging that address to me. Thank you so much. You're still in Florida. How long are you going to be down there? Wow, it's February. I'll bet you'll be down there a couple more months, huh? That'd be sweet. Our weather's actually pretty nice out here today, isn't it, Andy? We've got no wind, and it's not raining. It's not particularly sunny today, but it's not, the clouds are not as thick, so I can see sky. That's good here and there. And it is much warmer, so that's nice. I'm going to get out in the yard and on a bike ride today for sure. But back to our sets. I am going to show you these because these will be really fun ways for you to share stamping with people who are new to stamping or kids. So I think you're going to enjoy what we do today. It's pure stamping, and some of the things I do a lot of are the cutouts and all. We're going to do some of that, but oh, that's pretty bright there. Maybe I'll head you back away from that. Maybe I'll try to cast a little bit of light in this direction just to try to, there we go. Try to get light going, but not like, okay, there we go. Hopefully that's, I was reading about light, and if you actually just direct it up to my ceiling is white, it does kind of come back down to me, because if I put it down here, it's just like way, way bright. Oh, that did help. Very good. Okay, so anyway, to introduce somebody to stamping, you want to just stamp. And I tend to like to add layers because I've been doing this for a long time. So I tend to do a lot of that, but that's not really very useful for people if they're just starting. I think it's a little intimidating for them. So we're going to just stamp, and it's going to be just fun. It's a way to just have fun with somebody. If they're kids, they can create something really quick and easy, and it's so random too. So there's nothing you can do that's wrong with it. So I just took my white cardstock. This is your standard 5.5. It's a little bit bigger, so it's not quite 4 1/4. It's just a smidge bigger. The mat I made to go on top of the card is Calypso Coral, and that one's just a hair bigger than a 4 1/4 by 5.5, just a tiny bit more. So I just made that to match that. This is the piece we're going to stamp on, and then I am going to use that circle stamp to do our sentiment with this, and this is Petal Pink. So our color combinations. Oh, windy there today, Marty. Oh, and I do have it. Good. I wasn't sure if you had sent it or not, but thank you. I'm sure it's in there in my message thing. All right, so Mary Merlot and Calypso Coral. That's why I've got that out for our Calypso Coral. And just to add, I wanted one more color, but nothing that stood out. We're going to do Crumb Cake with that. Okay, so those are our colors that we're going to use. And if you're starting with somebody new, again, it's nice to keep them with a limited colors. Probably 2 colors would even be better, but when I was making it, these are such strong colors. I didn't want to do too much of them. Too much of them would have really clashed, I felt. So kind of had to throw in a 3rd color that's definitely a neutral color. And I liked what it did. I thought it was pretty good. We've got lots of birds out in the yard too. Oh, I already have one of those. I don't need another one. I'm going to put on my garden blog our picture of I think I might have done one already, but I got a better picture of our squirrel. There's a little squirrel that he's got to be fairly new to life, because I've seen our squirrels just shimmy right up our poles pretty easily, that are the little skinny poles that hold all of our seed. And oh, thank you, Marty. Yeah, that is pretty. It's easy to do with this. And so for this first card, I'm not using Pattern Play. I'm going to just use Circle Celebration only. And I already have cut out some of them. Now I've had to kind of experiment with what dies will cut. So your layering circles are the ones that are going to be most useful with this. The stitched shapes one is okay, but it does cut off quite, a fair amount. So this one is the biggest. I think this isn't the biggest. The biggest stitched shapes was way too big. And then this shape is okay for this stamp, but not necessarily so much for the other ones. They're kind of I don't know, you just end up with too much border. And then when you go to the next size, you cut off too much. So the layering circles was actually better. And my punches are all too small. I don't really have a big circle punch. An SU call. That must have been an important one, Andy. All right, I'm going to start with my favorite one, I think, is this the circle one. It kind of reminds me of an alien or lizard thing. I don't know why, but it just does. All right, so I better get a mat of some kind underneath, because I don't want to have a whole bunch of transfer of mess here onto my. Here we go. This will work. All right, so because I'm going to have to stamp off of the side here. So I'll do one there and one there. And we'll do another one there. Again, this is pretty random. So if somebody's doing this with you and you think, oh, you don't want to put it there, just let them do it however they want to. It's perfectly fine. I kind of left a gap there. So we'll put a little tiny bit. And because it's a photopolymer, if you flub it a bit, you can always correct it. I didn't correct that very well, but it's good. It's good enough. Oh, this, yeah, thank you, Andy. Those seashells, is that what the newsletter was today? I've kind of gotten them up in advance, and so, which has been a blessing, because then I've been able to attack the blog a little bit more and add some things on there. Now, the other stamp I love is this floral one. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. So let's, while we're here, let's go ahead before I close up my Merlot. We'll do this one where we're gonna put this, do the circle one. We'll do you right there. And that's gonna be our sentiment one later. But yeah, those seashells, do you have the seashell stamp? That is our, the seashells stamps and die on my team page are the challenge winner, the bundle. So whoever is winning our bundle this month, at the end of this month I'll draw, and they get that seashell stamps and dies bundle. Oh man, it is really nice. Haven't you just been amazed at how many beautiful things people have made with it? It's just, it really, the pearlescent. Oh, here's another thing I bet you guys don't know about, because it kind of was hidden from me. So in Stampin' Up's catalog, there is this pearlescent, I don't know if you can really get the full effect of it. It's very lightweight cardstock like our DSP, but it's better than our shimmer white. It's a little thinner than our shimmer white, but it is shimmery. It is pearlescent. It's only 2 sheets, but it is only $4. And I haven't used it yet with the seashells, but I'm gonna, because they are gonna be really beautiful with that paper. But other people, I've seen what people have been doing. They've been doing the shimmer, you know, the old shimmer ink that we had. It's really nice with that. Okay, so isn't that flower beautiful? I love it. It's so pretty. I just want to keep adding it all over. Okay, so since we've got the coral out, I'm gonna go ahead and add our sentiment. Try not to leave off my T's. And I'm using the Happy Birthday from Happy Thoughts here for that. I'm always doing Happy Birthday. That's like my standard go-to. Oh, you have the whole suite. I don't know, did I get the paper? I don't know if I got the paper. I might have. I haven't used it if I did. I don't think I did. Did you like the paper too? That it came with? I'm trying to think what else it came with. I don't think I got the suite. So if there's something in that suite that I didn't get. Oh, I did get the suite, because the one thing that I thought was kind of funky in the suite that I'm giving away to my grandkids are the seashell stickers. The stickers were, I don't know, I didn't like them very well. They're not things that I will use. Okay, let's push that aside and get my card back out here. Now all we're gonna do is we're gonna add, the other circle on here is this dotted one, like gold chains or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's chain-like. Oh, it went to your home in, what went to your home in Virginia, Marty? Did my card go to your house in Virginia? Or did I just put, I thought I had your Florida address. It might have just been my mistake. That seems typical, something I might do. All right, get that mat back in here, because we need to put this all around. This, you're barely gonna be able to see what I'm doing here, probably, just because this is so light. But it's just gonna add, oh, I don't know, just something, a little something to the background. I didn't want it to be too much petal pinky. Okay. And then there are these little sparkles. Now the little sparkles are from Pattern Play. I forgot I used those. The little Pattern Play's got these cute hearts. I kind of dragged this out just for Valentine's Day stuff. And then when I was looking at it, I saw these circle dots that are similar to some of the, you know, things on our circle celebration, and thought, I think this set will go really well with circle celebrations. And so after I was done with my heart thing, I started mixing them, and they do work really nice. The sparkle is going to be so good also for for 4th of July cards, don't you think? They'd be perfect fireworks. You could do them for that. Oh, just so many things. You could do them for snowflakes. Oh, okay, not the card. So what, your seashell set went to your, oh no, Marty, I'm so sorry. That doesn't sound good. That would be frustrating. So when are you heading back, or do you not want to say on Facebook? You might not want to. You never know who's listening. People like me are listening. You might not want to let them know you're not there right now, and exactly when you're coming back. I always forget when I'm on here with you guys that this is very public, you know, it's very public. You're not gonna say anything here and get away with it, and so watch it. All right, so that's that. We are done with that. And since I've already got it all cut out, other than this, which I'll have to do, let me grab that layering circles package. Oh, no, I did use the stitched one. Let's grab the stitched. I do love the stitched. Stitched is always better, right? All right, let's find you, though. Stitched shapes. All right. So this one, it's not the biggest, but the next biggest. That one fits perfectly. Really nice. Let's move some things aside. And we'll cut this out right there. I think that's going to work. All right. Perfect. Right, that petal pink piece is pretty much finished now. Oh, I almost lost all of my dies. Let's put those away for a moment. I'm not really quite done with you yet, though. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I sure like making cards. Isn't it fun? Aren't you glad that you found a really good crafting thing that you can do to share with other people? Because this is one that you can actually talk to people while you're doing it. I guess maybe other crafts I'm just not all that good at. So I've got to like use every brain cell to stay focused on what I'm doing. But with this one, I can actually chit-chat a little bit while doing it. So one of my silly questions today is, I was looking at, my question was, who was tougher, Starsky or Hutch, Simon or Simon, which it's Simon and Simon, and I didn't watch this show. You'd have to tell me their first names because I didn't watch that one. Or Cagney or Lacey. So from who watched Starsky and Hutch? I loved that one. I was fairly young, and I think I had to stay up till 10 because I think it came on at 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights. I don't really remember, but it seems like it might have been like a night like that, not Wednesday or Thursday. Maybe it was Tuesday or Thursday. I forget. It was one of the big ones that they put on a night a lot of people would watch, and I forget what night that would be actually, but Starsky or Hutch, which one was tougher? Now, since I'm brunette, I think your tendency is to just go with the brunette. in that case rather than the blonde. The blonde is always going to seem wimpier to me. And, David Soul was his name too. So David Soul, the name itself doesn't exude strength. Which is really mean to say, isn't it? Because it's not even true. It's just soul. But soul sounds more like something that be good if you were a jazz singer or something. But cop, not so much. They were both pretty tough, I think. As I recall watching it. Now that was more of a plum one. Let's see if I can find. This is from our old Nature's Twine, and I think I've got. There is a Mary Merlot, Nature's Twine. There was that. I think that was actually Fresh Fig, but anyway, that's an old color, huh? Am I the only one that watched Starsky and Hutch? They had that cool hot rod car, and they roared around. They lived in a city that was very unlike my hometown city. So, and one of them had like a Boston accent. I think it was Starsky. He was the one that sounded like he had a Boston accent. David Soul probably grew up in California, I bet, or something. He sounded more normal. And so that was another reason I personally thought Starsky was tougher because, yeah, he had a slight accent, and he was, shorter, and he was stockier. Kind of, if you're a short guy, you got to be tough. You got to be tough to survive your childhood, especially if you grew up in the city. So anyway, I don't know. You never watched it. You watched it, Marty? Ah, excellent. So Marty, did you think Starsky was tougher or Hutch was tougher? Which one? I think Starsky was the brunette guy, shorter. I forget his name. And he actually, as an adult, I think he got a disease. The actor himself, he got a disease and died, I think, fairly young. Very sad. All right, and then Hutch was David Soul. So anyhow, I'm kind of I separated out those strands because that was a very thick twine, and it doesn't lay all that nice, but if you separate it out, it's quite nice. So we'll lay those on there. I needed just a little bit more Calypso coral, I felt, when I was doing that circle, and I laid it on there. I just thought that's just not quite enough. Just that sentiment alone is just not quite enough. So let's take that's not the right one. Let's grab the right color. This one is Calypso Coral. Good. So this is our Stampin' Write marker. And you thought Hutch was. Isn't that funny? Are you a blonde, Marty? Or is much of your family more of a blonde persuasion? Mine is all brunette, solid. And I always have kind of wondered if that's, you kind of lean towards your preference, I think, in a lot of cases. Now, maybe I'm all washed up on that, and you are all solid brunettes, and you just thought Hutch was, or maybe I'm wrong. I thought Hutch was David Soul. I remember watching him in TV shows, and he was a good actor. All right, so we've got that, and we'll put our dimensionals on, and that one's done. We're going to go ahead and play with some other ones. Let's try to stick my twine down here a little bit. Make sure my thing's going to go on there. Okay, good, it will. You are blonde. Well, there you go. I wonder if this is accurate. My wonderings about my sister is blonde. So it just seemed like, yeah, if you're blonde, you kind of tend to go more towards blonde things. If you're brunette, you go more towards brunette things. Sort of just makes sense. It's a color thing. All right. That one is done. So, again, fun. You can kind of just turn people loose with their stamps, and they're going to go with something good. So for this one, we're going to have a little more fun with it. I'm dragging out some retired faceted dots. I'm trying to get those out of the way. And this one again is another 5.5 by 4.25, but again, you can see I kind of fudged the fold a little bit. And did I not cut out the base? Oh my goodness, I don't think I cut out my cinnamon cider. Oh, I did it with this. Oh, that's funny. My base on this card is cinnamon cider. I guess I decided I'm doing Rococo Rose for this one. I really wasn't planning to, but apparently I am, since that's what I cut out. And did I not cut out? No, there's my petal pink. That's going to go on top. Let's see if I'm going to like that, because I really wanted cinnamon cider with that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I kind of liked the cinnamon cider because that was the circle too. Because if I don't have cinnamon cider, I don't know if I want petal pink. I think I'm going to have to break out some cinnamon cider here and get it in and sneak it in. I have I have 3. Oh, I've got 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the white one's already cut though, so we got to stick with that size. And let's see here. I don't think I can sneak in another mat. Those are pretty big. I'd have to cut down my white part a bit, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to just make this work. Let me grab out this sheet again, because we're going to be overlapping as we go. All right, so here's another one. We split on that one. How about Simon or Simon? Now that one I didn't watch, so you guys are going to have to figure that one out, because I didn't watch that one at all. Oop, not Happy Thoughts. What did I do with my pattern play? Oh, there you are, pattern play. All right, so for pattern play, what I think I'm going to do is I'm starting with the lines. Now this one, again, you can let people have fun with it, but they're going to want to practice. This one's going to take some practice. Lines are a little trickier, but these lines are better than many. They're not so exact that if you're slightly crooked, now that's our smaller block. That one's not going to quite do it. You're going to have to get out the big daddy rectangular slim block for those big lines. They're pretty good size. So I'll turn the card this way, and let's get some petal pink and go for it. You're gray. Well, I am too, obviously. Quite, in fact, quite. I do have some black hair in the tub once in a while, but it's mostly gray. All right, nobody's saying anything about Simon. How about Cagney or Lacey? Cagney and Lacey, I remember them. They both seemed equally tough, but again, I think I'm going with the brunette. The brunette, I think, was tougher. I just do. And I forget her name. She's not even an actress I care for all that much, but she was good in that show. Now you can see my stamp is not quite as long as my card here, right? So you could use your Stamparatus if you want to, but it's really not necessary, because as you can see, these lines are not, I'm going to turn it because I think it's going to match up a little better if I turn it. Oh, no, it's not actually. I better stick with it's thinner on this one. It's gonna show that it's overlapping a bit. It's okay. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna put other stuff on there too. So it's not like we're just sticking with these lines, but I am just gonna do those lines. I'm not gonna use that stamp. When I was using it, it's good, it's fun. You're a blonde wannabe. Andy, you're so cute. You could be blonde or brunette and you would be cute anyway. That's the way it is for you. You're just cute anyhow. You could be any hair color you wanted to be. Yeah, so this is pretty strong. So I'm probably not going to use that one a lot. That one I'm going to just leave off there. Okay, now the next one I wanted to do is the herringbone one. It's pretty cool. And it's a little more forgiving. You're going to see that it is a little bit more forgiving. And, but that's actually pretty forgiving. Look at that line. That was easy. And you've seen me struggle with a lot of things. So you know that this is not going to be hard for you if I could do it that easily. Now see, I just kind of stuck it on there and look at that. It's fine. It does not need to be perfect at all. It's wiggly enough that you don't have to worry about that one so much. That's a good one too. I like that. I do think we're going to do a stamped off stripe here. Just to get a little more of a stripe, but we're going to stamp it off. Okay. And go there. And I don't care that it didn't quite cover it all. I'm not at all concerned about that. Okay, very good. That's going to give me just a few more lines. I'm prejudiced. You're funny. Okay, maybe I'm prejudiced for brunettes, though, it sounds like, since I'm always picking the brunettes. Starsky, okay, here's a show I really liked. Okay, although they weren't a duo, Cagney and Lacey, Starsky and Hutch, those guys, they were duos. Actually, I need to get out my other, before I put Petal Pink away, now we're going to drag in some Circle Celebrations. This goes together really nice. You're going to like it. Let's do the funny one. Oh, and put my herringbone away. I forgot to do that. You know, Starsky and Hutch, Simon and Simon, Cagney and Lacey, they were duos. There was Joe Friday and his, you know, in Dragnet, and there were other ones like that. But so these guys weren't partners, but which is tougher? I thought this was a better question myself. Joe Mannix or James Bond? Which one do you think is tougher? Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? I love that. So cute. Okay, now we're going to add in some other color. That was it for our Petal Pink. I think I'm done with that. And we'll grab out Rococo Rose. And let's do my fun little dotted one. James Bond. Yeah, he was the quiet tough. He was kind of like a Clint Eastwood tough, huh? I always really liked the Mannix show because we watched it with our I guess just one son. I think our youngest son had moved away to college already when we started watching him on whatever show, you know, TV show was airing them. I think that's all I'm going to do for that. And we really liked them, but we noticed that every single episode of Mannix begins with a car driving up and stopping. If you like the show, you can watch it and see every single scene. It took us probably 3 seasons of watching that to notice that the car pulls up and stops, and then the show starts. And then it is the show starting, but it's just funny. They started every single episode that way. It was very comforting, really. All right, so here's our little tiny flower. We'll get that in here. Let's see, where do I want to stick you? You're kind of cute. I've got some other things going here, and so I don't want to... There's definitely a big space there, so let's fill it. All right. I might bring you out again and fill things with that again. Who knows? But since I'm not using my cinnamon cider, I'm a little hesitant. I'm going to have to sneak in the cinnamon cider. I might have to cut this down so I can get cinnamon cider in there, or just make the card bigger. I guess I could do that. Make the card bigger and put cinnamon cider in there. So I want to use this little starburst. Now this or sunburst. This is like a little sunburst. It's very cute. Ah, yeah, Ward Bond or Clint Eastwood. Oh, they were both pretty tough. Although Clint Eastwood has the tougher reputation since he did all those Dirty Harry movies. So, you know, Clint Eastwood was pretty good. I don't know, Ward Bond, he did a whole bunch of Westerns. So, you know, that's a tough one. He was a pretty good character actor in a whole lot of things. I always really liked him. All right. Isn't that cute? That sunburst. I love that. That's going to come in really useful on a whole bunch of things, I think. All right. Now, one of the other circles in here that's so nice, and I already have one done, I think, and cut out. Oh, I do. Is this one. And I actually did do, that one's in cinnamon cider, but I've also got some ready to go that I did with embossed gold. You know, those are going to be really nice. But this is how the stitch circle turns out. So that kind of gives you an idea how much of a border you're left with. This is a punch, I believe. So anyhow, we're going to use that and just stick it on there in a minute, but I'll keep it there on the side. There is, uh-oh, where are you? Oh, there's this little strip. There's a couple of little strips. There's this scallop strip that I want to add in with our Rococo Rose. What do you think, Andy? Ward Bond or Clint Eastwood? Yeah, just like, yes, Andy, it is. It's just like being here, huh? Clint Eastwood. If you're gonna compare those two, you've got to just throw out the Dirty Harry memories, because he's not only is he tough, he's mean. I don't think Ward Bond was ever mean. Maybe he was, but Clint Eastwood could be mean. All right, I want those scallops going towards the center of my card, and I'm gonna just use my lines here to help. There's like this little gap that I can use to help me get my little scallops exactly where I want them. Okay? And I'm going to skip my sunburst, I think, because it's too cute. I don't really want to mess that up. I'll go through my other one, but I think I'll skip the sunburst just so it doesn't interfere with that. That's just too cute. And then I'm going to use these herringbone, the line that I put there with that herringbone. I'm going to use that as a guide too. Oops, I got it off a little bit, but that's okay. I'm doing this to show you, oh, look what else I did. I got ink on my block and transferred it, but I will just make sure that my label either covers that, or I might put another line in there just to, you know, conceal that, but I'll let it go for now. I did want to put one more scallop, because there's these double dot lines, and those are really cool, the double dot lines, but I didn't care for them with this kind of design as much. I kind of played around with it. It'd be better if it was in like a travel kind of themed, you know, I don't know, just something a little more, less, this sort of is like, to me, almost an Aztec-y, you know, southwestern colors and theme almost. Clint Eastwood. Okay, so Clint Eastwood, it is that he has been voted as the most tough between Ward Bond and Clint Eastwood. It is Clint Eastwood, hands down. I think you're right. I'm not going to disagree on that at all. All right, now we've got this line. This one's really cool. And I'm going to use that cinnamon cider because I want it to really stand out. It's so, you're going to love this one. This is a good one. Okay, here's another one. How about, did anybody watch Barnaby Jones? I loved that show, Barnaby Jones. He was the understated detective. So he was like, you know, Mannix without ever getting beat up. He was old. Okay. Oh, make my day. Yeah, you're right, Marty. That was definitely never to be forgotten line that is still fun to use with your kids, right? Because I'm sure we all watch that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to break it up because our lines are all going up and down this direction. And I do want some movement going across. So I'm going to take this stripe and we're going to add it in right here. And it is pretty bold. You don't have to really line anything up. It's just because it can be off, it can be on. It doesn't really matter. Does not look good. It's just fun. It's just for fun. You could, again, I love this because if you had kids or somebody new to stamping, they could do whatever they want. It is going to look fantastic. I keep getting lines on my blocks and kind of screwing up my design. So I'm going to have to add in some extra lines there that I wasn't anticipating because I keep doing that. I should probably get, I do have, just to keep that from happening again, because that happening one time, 2 times, that's a little much maybe. So maybe this skinny little block will help me keep that from happening. Okay, Barnaby Jones, and the other one, the comparison you do. I'm glad you liked Barnaby. I did too. Oh, and he had Lee Merriweather. Now, who couldn't like a detective who had a former beauty queen as his daughter-in-law / secretary? And Lee Merriweather was so classy. I always really liked her. Did you ever see her in? It was the future show. What was it? Time tunnel travelers, something like that. It was a fun one too. Jessica Fletcher was the detective / author, in Murder, She Wrote. So who was tougher? Barnaby Jones or Jessica Fletcher? Okay, that one's probably pretty easy. That's probably not a good enough comparison, but I don't know. Jessica Fletcher, she could be kind of tough at times, kind of, sort of. She sure could not be tough with her nephew. Her nephew was a real washout. All right, I think that's enough lines on that. And I'm going to just use my sentiment to conceal my flub there. I've decided I don't want to add anything more. You can get a little carried away and just like cover everything, and then, it just gets... So that is the one hard thing when you're doing this with somebody, especially, is you don't want to stop them. But on the other hand, if you keep going, you'll keep going and going. Like the never-ending Energizer Bunny. There's one blank spot that's kind of bugging me there. So there's one die or one stamp I haven't shown you. It's another one. It's almost like a hashtag. It's a crisscross circle. It's so cute. And let's see, let's grab out a petal pink. And we'll put that right there. It's cute. It's so cute. All right, that's it. So now I'm going to do my little circles and we will be done. And I can assemble the cards. Yeah, I know, Andy. It's a set that it's easy to overlook these things because they're backgrounds for other things. But I do have some, this is, again, a great set with kids. Here is this marble big, oh, this one's really cool. I don't think I need to stamp both of them. Let me see if I have. I've got one Rococo Rose one already stamped. But when I was doing them, I realized this is a perfect world stamp. If you don't really want to use the world one we've got in the old world set, this could be a big, beautiful moon, all kinds of things you can do with it. So anyhow, I am going to have to stamp one because I think the colors I've got here. No, I'll need to do a petal pink one. I don't think I did a petal pink one. but I did do that Rococo Rose one. I've got them all ready to go because as I stamped it, I wanted to see how using the stamp off method worked, you know, what kind of images I got from that. And then I just figured I might as well just cut them all out and save them. We'll see what I end up with. So this is what I'm going for. And I used a little one for this one. We're going to reverse that. We'll use this big one. And I did want to use cinnamon cider, but let's look at this design now. Going to have to change it up a little because I have to cover my flub. I did want to stick that in this corner because I want my happy birthday to be up here. And I'll be cutting it out small, obviously. And these are my backgrounds. So let's put them under here and see what's what. I think petal pink will be okay. I just don't want it to be overwhelmingly petal pinky. I think a small one will be fine. So we'll do that. We'll do petal pink. And I might even just do a stamped off version of it. So anyway, apparently you guys aren't even going to bother. That one was so weak, you're not even going to go with it. The Barnaby versus Jessica Flesher. It would have to be Barnaby, of course. He was tougher. Now, on the Barnaby Jones show, he spawned there was another series that was, you know, a spin-off of Barnaby Jones. And that detective, although he might not look all that impressive, he was pretty tough. Do you guys remember who I'm talking about? Here's a little test of your TV knowledge, your trivia knowledge. Who was the actor? Who was it? Was a single detective guy, and he was not in a wheelchair, as a hint. So it's not that one. Was a spin-off. He had his own TV series spun off of Barnaby Jones. Barnaby Jones was one of those that didn't last a super long time. I think he only had maybe 4 seasons in that series. I'm not sure. I always liked it a lot, so I was surprised it didn't last longer. All right, so we'll get the layering circle die out so I can get a little teeny tiny one. Maybe I do have a punch that is that size. Let's grab a punch. I bet I do. I have a bunch of old punches. I think this is 1 3/8. That's a little small, but I think we'll just use it. And then you can kind of get it wherever you want on there. That's the solid one. We'll see which one I think looks best. Okay. That's that. Oh, I think I'm going to go with that. We'll throw away our trash. Oh, Columbo, that's a very good guess. That is not the correct, but it is a very good guess. I really liked Columbo. Columbo would have been maybe a better comparison with Barnaby Jones. Which one is tougher? Because Columbo's, he's sneaky tough. He is a sneaky tough, but it is not Columbo. I think that's probably, Columbo's probably my favorite detective guy, other than David, you know, Suchet as Poirot. Poirot is my favorite, but he's almost like in his own category. He's not, there's nobody who could do a detective like him. It's just like a totally different kind of thing too. So we'll grab out this happy birthday again. And, oh, I don't really want to do, we'll have to do it in Rococo Rose because I don't want to do it with my sand one. I'm kind of trying to do something though that I can use as a masculine card, and this one is like a little bit on the fence. So if I do it with this, I'm definitely dooming it to my female audience. So I better do it with this just so that I have another masculine birthday card, because I never have enough of those. I think of all the birthday cards I send, I think I have just as many guys on that list as girls. And yet my card making definitely leans to flowers, so I never have enough guy cards. Ah, that's another good guess. Tom Selleck. Oh, Magnum PI. That was the show I did not like at all as a kid, and I think it's because I just didn't like the guy that was his servant at all. And I forget his name. But now, you know, as an old lady, I really enjoy it. It's fun. Super fun. There are, even that's the truth with Murder, She Wrote. When my daughter started watching Murder, She Wrote as a 20-something-year-old, later, when I told her I'm really enjoying Murder, She Wrote, she said, "Mom, you made fun of me when I was watching it. You made fun of me." I thought, oh, I'm so sorry that I was that mean to do that. You know what? I think I used this, and then I didn't, though. Where's this die from? I don't, I thought it was this tasteful one, but it's not, or I've misplaced it. Ooh. Where is that from? That's the one I kind of wanted to use. Did I use this and only do a side? I don't think so. That's not long enough. Huh. I am perplexed. Where did I get that tag from? Oh my goodness. This is the kind of thing that's very annoying. Celebration Labels is not even close to what I want, but it might have to do. Because it's so fat. Maybe if I just use this one. Yep, I'll just use that one. So I have no idea where this tag is from. Oh, Higgins, that's right. That was his sidekick. Higgins. I actually do like him now. He's funny. I just didn't like him. I was young. When I first started watching it, I was young, and I was probably slightly jealous, too, of the fact that I'd never been to Hawaii, and I had no hope of ever getting there. So, you know, sometimes when you're young, you have strange likes and dislikes purely based on the fact that you're jealous. I wasn't really jealous of Tom Selleck, and I wasn't jealous of Higgins either, but I could have been jealous of just the Hawaii setting and the fact that I was probably never going to get there. And eventually my mother took me to Maui once, so I can say I have been to Hawaii. Maybe that was all it took for me to stop having this odd aversion to Magnum PI. I also just never have liked what everybody else has liked. That's just been my nature. It's like, well, if everybody else likes it, I do not like it. It's just, it can't be good. If everybody else likes it, there's got to be something wrong with it, and I'm not going to even go there. I'm going to just automatically dislike it. And everybody loved Tom Selleck and his mustache. And I've never been a huge mustache lover, so Jeff had a mustache just like Tom Selleck's when we got married. So obviously by then I'd gotten used to mustaches, but okay, you haven't guessed it. Nobody's guessed it. And I'm coming to the end of my card, so I'll have to just tell you who is the actor, and maybe then you'll get it. Okay, so the actor's name, the real name, was, let me see if, William Conrad, that was it. William Conrad played a detective. He played a detective in Barnaby Jones for, I don't know, a couple of episodes at least, 2 or 3 episodes. He was a friend of Barnaby Jones. Barnaby called him in to help him on his case. And then William Conrad went on, I think after Barnaby Jones ended. I think that's probably what they did. It might have started when Barnaby Jones was still going, was in filming. But it's possible. Nope, not Dr. Kildare or Ben Casey. If you just Google William Conrad right now, you're going to get it. You could cheat and do that if you want to. I could tell you. It was a show that I did enjoy. It was good. It was not as good as Barnaby Jones, but it was pretty good. Mostly just because Barnaby Jones had Lee Merriweather and William Conrad did not. Now, there's another series that was really good that had a Robert. Was his last name Conrad? I don't remember. Robert. It was that Wild Wild West series, and it was, what was that guy's name? Robert? Was it Conrad? I don't remember. Robert something. And his sidekick was really funny. I really liked his sidekick. He was so funny. And the Wild Wild West show was one that I just loved. It was a kind of a detective series, and it was in, you know, it had a Western theme. That was in the 70s probably, when Western stuff was popular. And I liked it. That was a good one. Okay, so William Conrad played somebody Cannon. The TV show was called Cannon, and I do not remember his first name. Cannon. Somebody, I don't think it was Joe, but it could have been. It was somebody Cannon. I don't remember now. Cannon. You must not have watched it. You would probably have caught that by now if you had. All right, I got that on a little crooked because I wasn't using my typical adhesive, but it's close. So we'll live with it. And I could, you know, put dimensionals on here, but I'm just not going. Robert Conrad. Thank you, Aunt Connie. Yes, Robert Conrad. He was really good, wasn't he? Who was the sidekick? My brain's on a brain freeze right now. But he was the one that I really liked. He played, Jeff and I just watched a Columbo, in fact, where he was the murderer, the sidekick, not Robert. Well, Robert Conrad was a murderer in one of those episodes too, but the one we just happened to watch had the other guy in it as the murderer. He's good. He plays a really good murderer. Ross Martin. Thank you. Ross Martin and Robert Conrad. That was a really good series, that Wild Wild West. I always really liked it. It was fun. All right. Let's see. Where are my dimensionals? That's what I'm looking for under my pile of stuff. Huh. Disappeared. I don't see them. So let's see what I've got over here. I think I've got a few. There's minis. I don't really want those. Okay. Ah, I don't. Oh, it scared me. Huh, I thought, oh no, I put the glue on that. I don't want that on there. I want that to stand up. Okay. All right. I just finished. I read a book not too long ago about one of the ways to help with your weight is to run everywhere. Like literally to just run places. And this guy, you know, lived in New York City. I thought, I'm so sure you can run everywhere because you're probably walking to get, you know, your milk every once in a while, so you can run. But I think his point was that you could run, like even when you're coming out of the grocery store, if you're not too embarrassed that somebody's going to see you actually running. I look around. I look around, see, good, nobody's out here in the parking lot. And I'll run to my car, give myself a little extra oomph in the day. I don't know that it has any effect at all, and I know it looks ridiculous anyway. If somebody sees me, it would, but I really don't care. And so that's supposedly a technique you can use to help with your weight, is to just like run places instead of your leisure stroll. But I guarantee you, no one's going to want to go with you anywhere if you do that. There are some unforeseen things that happen probably if you run. And when I do it, I'm always really careful because I could just see me falling down in the parking lot because I was running like a fool. And I'm older now, and my foot's gonna you know how you think everything's going along fine, all of a sudden you just, for no reason at all, your foot catches on something and you almost go down. Well, if I were running, I would really go down. I'd be in really bad shape, so I don't think that's a good idea. But what would the world be a better place is the next silly question if we replaced walking with skipping. That was the question. Skipping, because skipping you can do supposedly, theoretically, without, you know, the danger of tripping so much. I don't know if that's really true. But would the world be a better place? I don't know. All right, so here are my retired little faceted dots. And they were petal pinks. So I think we can get rid of a couple more here on this card. I'm going to get rid of the last 3 here. Stick one in that circle right there. And, oh, I did want one right there. Oh, there's a little yellow pearl I could use there. I don't know how you got on there. You snuck on there. There's a big faceted dot. Oh, you know how these get loose and they just stick all over the place? I see some in the bag here. There's one. Let's see if I can get its little adhesive with it. I did. Awesome. So I'm almost done. I've only got a few more of these to use up. Those are gone. All right, so that is that. We are all done, and those were our cards today. Aren't they cute? And yes, I think the cinnamon cider was, you know, a nice addition on there, but I just didn't get that. All right, thank you for watching, you guys. It was fun to have a little trip back down my favorite TV land aisle. That was fun. And we have 1 month left of celebration. So now is the time to join somebody's team if you haven't done it already. If you know, like to stamp. And these are the kinds of stamp sets you will never buy unless you are a demonstrator, because your money is always going to want to go to other things because you're just not buying all that much. But we get that discount, and because of that discount, we're able to buy a little bit more. And that's why we're doing it. It's because we want to get a little bit more. Now, on our team, we actually have a lot of fun together, too. So you should think about joining us. And all it takes is $99. Your shipping is free. You get free stuff with it. Plus, you get $125 worth of whatever you want for that $99. But there's other free stuff up above that, too. So this is a good deal. Only goes to the end of February. So think about it. And let me know if you're interested, and I will talk to you about it later. Have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.